The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and it is Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time for all the action figure toy news of the week that interested me, that hopefully interested you, and there is a lot to talk about here, as of course I'm coming off a WrestleMania weekend, my trip to Los Angeles, my trip to Hollywood, California, and seeing all the sights and sounds of WrestleMania and all the Mattel reveals. And if you're looking for that, we'll cover very little of that in this actual video, as there's a ton of other news to get to. But if you want to hear a ton of wrestling news, including some of the stuff I talked about with the Mattel team with some commentary throughout, I'm doing 3 separate reveal videos where I go through each figure that was revealed, talk about it, show pictures, any kind of quips I might have along with it. So check out those videos. Those should be dropping this weekend as well. So a ton of news videos on top of all the normal videos we have here on the channel. Appreciate all you guys that like, comment, subscribe on all the videos as well. But if you're looking for a lot of the WrestleMania recaps, we'll have 3 separate videos of those for you guys to enjoy. But a lot going on with Mania weekend. Just a busy week. No rest for the wicked, like a young Ozzy Osbourne, as I always do say, as I had a lot of stuff going on in Mania week. I was in a lot of different things. I think I slept about 3 hours each night on average, and then I got home and I had to go straight to Kansas City for a presentation I had to give, and luckily that got delayed a little bit. Still had to travel, but I got just a little bit of more time in between that presentation, so I was very excited about that as well. But a busy week, trying to get back on track. You Patreon members, you guys usually have 1 million videos in Patreon. Depleted my collection being gone for 5 days or so, but I've got a lot of videos to film this weekend. There's a lot of cool stuff going up on the Patreon, so be looking for that all weekend, and then into traditional YouTube as usual as well. But let's start it off, and let's kick it off at the top here. We got the old Patreon giveaway. Every month we do a Patreon giveaway on the channel, and this month we got something a little bit special, so check out the old Patreon if you want to enter into this. We got Rey Mysterio, Damian Priest, Vader, and of course Brie Bella, which does complete the Royal Rumble set, so you can build Doc Hendricks. So I will be giving this away for the month of April. Like I said, check out the Patreon for your rules and all that stuff to enter, but very cool. This will be the April giveaway for Patreon, so I want to get that out of the way at the beginning. Also, this weekend, Easter weekend, Pro Wrestling Tees has a big sale going on. Use code SPRING23 to save 20%. As I always say, you can pick up one of my t-shirts. That's great. There's the Gotta Get a Deal t-shirt, the Rio t-shirt, Turtle Anxiety t-shirt, the Point t-shirt. A lot of good t-shirts. Gotta Get a Deal, 20% off. Pick those up. But if you're not going to get my shirt, get some Terry Funk shirts. Let's support the man Terry Funk. Everybody needs more Terry Funk t-shirts in their collection, myself included. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be picking up some Terry Funk shirts. Very cool for Pro Wrestling Tees this weekend. So Spring 23, pick up a shirt if that's your thing. There you go. All right, now let's get into all the content here. Of course, I talked about Mania Week, those separate videos, plus the 2 different Q&A panel videos, a lot of news broken, those kind of things, and then the walkthrough video, an action figure hunt video from over in California. A lot of content from that for you guys to check out, as I did say. But let's get into it. Let's talk news, and let's start it off with wrestling, and let's start stage woes. As I'm filming this, of course, Friday afternoon, as Jerry Reed might say, we've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. And Jerry Reed's exactly right. We got a long ways to go to get that Hulk Hogan. It's not looking very good at this point, unfortunately. And I've talked about in the Ultimate Stage video that we did on the channel, I talk at length about all this kind of stuff. And I'm sure once the dust settles and it's in May, I'll probably do a recap video on the stage. What went right, what went wrong, just like we did last time. But unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to get that Hulk Hogan. A miracle could happen. I hope it does. I hope I'm wrong here, but it doesn't look like we're going to get the Hulk Hogan figure. I'm still going to stand by it. I know a lot of people say, oh, it should have been Glacier, it should have been Mortis. Well, they don't have rights to him, so they couldn't do that. But you got to go with tippy-top names and things like this to get more eyes, and Hulk Hogan does do that. But only about 2,000 eyes is all he got on it this time, unfortunately. I think a lot of it has to do with the state of the economy and people not having the spare change to buy something like this, and people vote with their wallet at the end of the day. You can't deny that. there was some missteps and there was some really good steps with this series, and we'll talk about it more eventually here on the channel. But it doesn't look like we're going to get Hulk Hogan. They did say from Mattel that originally this was planned to be Pasta Mania Hulk Hogan. I think that would have helped a little bit there, as that would be kind of quirky and a little bit different. Apparently, the Pasta Mania IP, Hulk Hogan, WWE, whatever it may be, said, nah, we're not doing that, for whatever reason. But if we could have got that figure, a lot of customizers could have had some fun with that Pasta Mania. They could have made a hat and a shirt, a little bowl of spaghetti. They could have done that if they wanted to. But it doesn't look like the stage is going to get the Hogan at least. We still got about a month to finally fully back this at 5,000. I hope it at least gets to 5,000. I know, I understand, I've heard all the stuff, but for people that do want this, there's got to be at least 5,000 people out there that want something like this. At least we'll get a Rey Mysterio Ultimate, I guess, but the stage is really the main backer here. I'm all in on that one. So we'll see. We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, like Jerry Reed always does say, as I always do say as well. So there we go. We got that one going on. A few other notes from wrestling from Mattel. Sounds like the new Legend series is hitting, of course, with Hulk Hogan once again, the Head Shrinker, Samoan SWAT team, and Paulie Dangerously. And Paulie Dangerously even hitting some weird generic store. I don't know how they got that case, but there were some pictures that showed up last week on that one. But it looks like Targets are starting to receive these right now. Now, we do know Bret Hart Ultimate Edition is starting to hit Target. As good friend of the channel, David C. Anderson, found one for me as well. And we did unbox that on the channel, so check out that review if you did miss it. Very excited for that Bret Hart Ultimate figure. So that's the Mattel stuff here. Like I said, those other 3 videos will have a lot more on the Mattel stuff. But it looks like MLW did announce some new figures. We're still waiting Series 1, but it looks like they already got their eyes set on Series 2, which is, I guess you gotta always look to the future. And Lince Dorado kind of broke the news there, but we're getting a Lince Dorado MLW Boss Fight Studios figure. One, I'm very excited. You guys know I love big, hairy bipedal creatures. I love big wrestlers. I love tattoos. I love face paint. I love masks. Well, we're getting a little guy in Microman with a mask. So I'm cool for this. I don't really know Microman. I've seen a few things. I think he was in that, what was it, that Battle Riot or whatever they call it with like 40 guys. I saw him in there a couple of times. But I'm all in. Give me the Microman figure. I'm here for that. I'll take it. And then the other one, it looks like a big guy, and I do not know. Maybe I just don't know from this render. I should look it up. Maybe I do know him. But El Naduka? Don't know him at all, but looks like a good figure, at least for the grayscale prototype images. Have to check that one out. And then this one came out of left field this week, and I honestly got to say, Kyle doesn't know. I don't know this guy. El Desperado? Apparently he must wrestle over in like New Japan or something, but it sounds like Storm Collectibles back in the wrestling game, getting him out here. Now, we did get Suzuki and, of course, all the Ligers, Hogan's in the past. I'm hoping this leads to more figures from Storm Collectibles. I really like those figures. Would love it. If WWE can't do it, get me Great Muta. Storm could do justice to a Great Muta. Give me Power Warrior. I'll take Power Warrior to put in my LOD. Give me the LOD. I don't care. I'll take it all. But it looks like Storm's getting back in the wrestling business once again. So good news for those that like Storm wrestling figures. I think that is pretty cool. One of the most exciting things over the weekend that was announced was at the Major Pod live show. Shout out to those that I did see at that show. I was there for the Major Pod live show. But one thing that came out and was announced at this was the new line they got coming on. It's called the Big Rubber Guys. Oh, Big Rubber Guys. Not a very clever name because that's kind of what they are, but I guess you can't say LJN, obviously. But it is wrestling figures in the LJN style. Now, we've seen original San Francisco toy makers kind of do it. Jakks Class Superstars kind of do it. The Young Bucks even had a set that kind of did it. And then, of course, currently AEW trying to kind of do it. Well, this looks like the best instance of an actual LJN representation in the modern era. I don't think the plastic is going to feel quite the same, but man, I'm blown away. From a kid that grew up collecting LJNs as a little kid, I am very excited for this representation here. I'm excited to see where this can go. Of course, the Major Pod guys and Ankeny out there, I'm very excited what they're going to do. Obviously, they know what the fans want. They're very smart to start with Matt and Brian. That is their fan base. Makes a lot of sense. You get those two out. You test the waters. But man, good kudos to those guys there that these are going to be out in May. It's not one of those things where they just announced it and said, we'll see you 14 months from now with these in your hand. No. They're going to go up for pre-order fairly soon. And then in May, they're going to start shipping out. I cannot wait. These are one of the things I'm most excited for. I just cannot wait to see this. And I can't wait to see. Nothing against Matt and Brian. I'll be getting those. But I want to see where the future holds here. You know, I want to see them reach out to some of these guys and wrestlers like we see Axe and Smash with Epic Toys. We see them with all these other ones. hey, let's get Demolition in these big rubber guys. Let's get a new Demolition. And guess what? Maybe just get a Smash that matches the Axe from the old days. Can they sign Barbarian? Can we get a Barbarian to go with that Warlord? There's endless opportunities and possibilities with this. I would love to see a lot of older guys that missed out in the days. Dino Bravo, perfect example. Could we get an LJN style Dino Bravo? I think that would be really cool. So really excited for this line. Can't wait to see where it goes. Can't wait to review them here on the channel. But those are coming sooner rather than later, and I love that idea because I'm all for pre-orders. I understand how that goes, but boy, if you could just skirt tail that long pre-order, that long wait system, and get something more immediate, I think that's going to win over a lot of collectors because, let's be honest, if you had to wait 14 months for those, you're going to kind of forget about it, and then they come, and it's like, oh, my finances are elsewhere. This is immediate. This is the way to go, so I'm very excited for that line. We'll see where that ends up going. Final bit of little wrestling news. I forgot to mention on Mattel. They did announce WCW Ultimate Edition Walmart exclusive Monday Night Wars. First two are starting strong. Rowdy Piper, WCW, WWF, WWE, Bret Hitman Hart, the Survivor Series. Very similar to the defining moment we got in the past. Two heavy hitters in the Ultimate line. Man, all day long. Sign me up. And twice on Sunday for those two. I can't wait to get those in my collection. We also saw this week, Bendy's back with a vengeance. Major Bendy's, of course, are going on, but apparently there's going to be a Bendy's line. You're going to get Rock, Austin, Hogan, and The Undertaker. So heavy hitters there. We see a lot of these Bendy's at Walmart, be it, Creature from the Black Lagoon. What have we seen? Like Batman ones, Harry Potter ones, and I think it's the same company making those. I don't know. You guys know me. Honestly, I'm not a Bendy guy. I was against Bendy's back in the day. They just don't really move the needle. I can appreciate them and I can see what they are, but to me, they just don't feel like action figures. I don't know. That's just me. Everybody's got their things and their quirks, I guess. But I like what they do. I understand what they are. They're just not a favorite toy line of mine, so I'll definitely be passing on those. It is what it is there in that aspect. But now we got to turn our attention over to the retro corner of the week, and I still need to get like some kind of a jingle into that because every week there's retro news. But we got some big news this week, and we're going to break this news right here on the channel. First time breaking this news from KWK, of course. A lot of good figures. Those look amazing. I say, obviously, we haven't had hand samples yet. We haven't seen stuff, but from the pictures, man, they look like the evolution of the Hasbro line. That's kind of how I think of them in my head. The Kamalas, of course, the Conquistadors. But we did get an announcement this week to share with you guys. KWK has signed Taka Michinoku. Taka, a favorite of ECW fans, WWF fans back in the day, and of course, Michinoku Pro, Japan. I used to play him all the time in Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, so a favorite of mine and my generation, we love Taka Michinoku. Now, there is rumors with KWK, they're trying to figure things out. Sounds like he may be moved into Series 1. We'll see what happens with that one there. I hope Kamala stays in. There was some talk of maybe Kamala not. Maybe put Kamala in his own series by himself. I don't know, but that Kamala is the one I want to see first in hand, hopefully. We'll see if that happens. But Taka is a big signee. I think a lot of people do have a fondness for Taka Michinoku, so we'll see how that one's going. But breaking that news here today, a lot more to come and a lot of stuff behind the scenes with KWK getting their distribution deals from Canada, America, all points in between. A lot of work being done on that side over there. And speaking of a lot of retro work going on, Zombie Sailor, no rest for the wicked with Zombie Sailor as well. He did show pictures off of Bastion Booger this week and did announce he is going to be the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Much like we saw Jeff Jarrett as the New York Toy Fair or New York Comic-Con. It was one of those. He was the exclusive for that. Now we're getting Bastion Booger here. Now I am very hopeful that Bastion Booger will be sold at San Diego Comic-Con, and if he's not sold there, he will be shipping that weekend or the week after Comic-Con to consumers. I hope it's not the Jeff Jarrett situation where he goes on pre-order San Diego Comic-Con and then it's a year wait. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I guess we'll find out there. But Bastion Booger looking pretty good in the retro landscape right there. And then Epic Toys coming with a lot of stuff this week. Man, I like it a lot. I saw that Demolition 2-pack. You get the masked version, unmasked version. Very, very cool. You guys know I'm a sucker for face paint. Demolition right up at the top of my favorite tag teams of all time. Very excited about this one. I just want it in my hand. I don't want to wait another year. It feels like these were announced probably well over a year ago. Let's get these in hand sooner rather than later. So we did see that. We also saw Epic Figures release pictures of their Mo from, of course, Men on a Mission. So between all these retro companies, Hastel Toys, things like that, we are going to get Men on a Mission finally. So that looked really good. Very excited for that one to put with Mabel. We'll get that eventually here as well. And then Rush Collectibles showed Chris Von Vliet, announcer, kind of interviewer, YouTube channel and stuff. I don't know how well he's going to move the needle. I'm sure he's got a pretty large fan base. I'm sure he does. But, you know, it's always one of those things. How many fan base do you have, and how many would actually want an action figure? There's probably a lot that are just like, I don't like toys. I don't do that kind of stuff. I just watch the show. So we'll see how well that sells for Rush Collectibles. More to come on that in the future as well. Not sure if I'm going to pull the trigger on that one. We'll see what happens. But then a big news, getting away from wrestling now, getting into some other stuff. There was a huge announcement this week. I called up my old friend Jesse Ventura.
You ever wonder if they're watching your every move? Cell phones, internet, surveillance. Think about it.
Conspiracy hats going, but this week Hasbro did announce goodbye plastic-free packaging. Hello plastic. It's coming back. I think they had to do this. You know, there was a lot of discussion for a long time about this. Obviously, it's hurting sales more than they let on. I think it is hurting sales. I don't think to the degree that a lot of the vocal minority believe it is, but I think it's a way to quell the vocal minority a little bit, putting plastic back. Now, the caveat here is this isn't just virgin plastic. This is going to be recycled plastic they're using. So whether or not the plastic will be as nice, maybe it'll have a little cloudiness to it, who knows, but we will get plastic back. A lot of people have been screaming, saying, I'm out of collecting, out of this. I don't know, but we got to go to Jesse Ventura once again.
I wonder if they're watching your every move. Cell phones, internet, surveillance. Think about it.
I don't know anything here, but Jesse and I were talking this one over. I hope this isn't the case. They said 2024, everything will be back to plastic. Now, here is my concern here. Is this another way to give us another price increase? Nobody said anything like that. I'm just putting the conspiracy hat on. Jesse and I talked it over. But is this one of the things where in 2024, okay, we went back to plastic, but also at that, we have a $1 price increase to go along with that. Will that be the case? I think that's a little smoke and mirrors. Make people excited we got plastic, but not excited to kind of even things out with the price increase. But I can also see a lot of people that said, I walked away. Well, you gave me plastic back, that's great, but you win an extra $1 on the figure, whatever it is, I'm out. So we'll see. That's going to be a very interesting story to follow. But I think Hasbro heard the words. They figured some things out. They're going back to some plastic. Maybe not the old school plastic, but something very close, I would have to imagine. So very, very interesting. I did feel that was something to definitely talk about and something we're going to have to keep our eyes on in to the future about. So more to come on that in the future. Speaking of Hasbro, this week they did announce Scarlet Witch, Target exclusive for Marvel Legends. Didn't seem to be a ton of meat on the bone from the old WandaVision Wanda. There you go, WandaVision Wanda. But this is the Doctor Strange version, so it'll be interesting. Gotta imagine a lot of reuse on this one. This wouldn't be one of those ones that would be worth the wait to say, I'm going to wait for clearance or wait for a Target sale to pick this up. That's where my mind is going. We'll see what happens with that. We also did see Bruce Banner, Hulk, Captain Marvel, Doom, the 2-packs that were announced a few weeks back. They did go up for pre-order this week. Very excited for that Dr. Doom one. A bit plain Jane, but really going back to the infancy of my toy playing days. I had that Secret Wars Dr. Doom, so it's a little special memories, nostalgia for me. So I'm very excited for that one there. And it'll be cool to have that Bruce Banner and Hulk as well. I needed a comic Bruce Banner in my collection, which I haven't had. Hulk, not a ton of meat on the bone compared to the last one, but maybe just enough. We'll see what happens with that one there. But we did get those up for pre-order this week. And then one I'm very excited about, $33.99 price point. I know a lot of people don't like, but I'll pay $33.99 all day long for a hairy bipedal creature. Black Kristan, of course, from the book of Boba Fett. I love a big Wookiee, especially a mean giant Wookiee. I can't wait to have this one. We got the old comic version that was really honestly hot garbage. This one looks a lot better as a deluxe figure. Very excited to get this one. Got to get this one. Hopefully it comes sooner than later, but it sounds like it's going to be way back end of the year, so we'll stay tuned for that. Turn our attention over to NECA a little bit. April. It is April now. Can you believe it? April showers bring May flowers. I've been told that by a source out there. Somebody can fact check it if they want to. But April takeover for NECA. Of course, April O'Neil. So they're doing a lot of announcements, things like that. Sounds like every week we'll have some kind of an announcement. They showed some art of a future April figure, I believe, from the Mirage line. So you April fans will be excited about that one. Look to have another April update probably in next week's Toy News of the Week. Moving our attention over to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Oh man, you guys know I love me some He-Man. He-Man Moss Man is coming. We knew this was coming. A Walmart exclusive, nice little box set type thing. Moss Man, a childhood favorite of mine. Can't wait to get this one as well. Looks really good in the box set. Some cool artwork with that one. We even see that big dinosaur as an Easter egg. Are we going to get that thing? Would have to imagine that would be a Mattel Creations exclusive if it did come out. But very excited for that one. We also saw He Skeletor. Yes, you heard it right. And he is going up for pre-order on Mattel Creations on Tuesday. He Skeletor, a deep, deep cut. Probably the place to sell it is Mattel Creations. It'll be interesting to see how well that sells. It's basically He-Man painted Skeletor colors is what it kind of is, but it's He Skeletor, so more to come on that one as well in the future. And then a little bit of a leak thing that came out, and apparently it was somebody from NXT accidentally leaked this out, but it was a stage for the WWE Masters of the Universe line that was at Walmart a few years back. This was apparently a prototype stage, so they had plans to release a stage. Well, what I did find out from Mattel on that one is obviously it shouldn't have leaked out there, but that was one of many items that all these toy companies pitch to the Walmarts, Targets, Amazons of the world that got turned down. So they pitched it to Walmart. Walmart was not interested. It went away, never to be seen again. So that's the answer on that one if you saw those photos flowing around in the last week. Now we're going to end it with something I'm very excited, something I'm very passionate about. The last bit of news this week is Super 7 did reveal Ultimate Series 4 G.I. Joe. Of course, the Super 7 Ultimate G.I. Joe line is one set deep. We unboxed them here on the channel, but I love these Joes. This is what I wanted as a kid. I'm a broken record. I say it all the time, but I wanted the cartoon figures to jump out. Obviously, I love the toys in the 80s. I love the classified line, but I've always wanted cartoon depiction of the characters, and that's what we're getting right here. And we are getting Zartan. We're getting the Baroness. We're getting Gung Ho, and we are getting Stalker in this latest wave. Now, the Baroness getting her second time around, this time in the black costume instead of the blue we're going to get in Series 2. The more traditional Baroness, to me, is the black one. So that is going to be really cool to see. Gung Ho, an all-timer. Hopefully he's a little bit bigger. He looks to be that way, but he's a big dude, of course. Got the tattoo on the chest, the traditional cartoon colors. I'm ready for that one. Stalker, I've said it before, for whatever reason, I was just never a Stalker guy. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but Stalker, very cartoon accurate once again. Some reuse from some of the stuff we saw with Duke, which makes a lot of sense. And then Zartan, Dreadnought's leader, of course, very cool. Verdict's still out. I have seen some pictures of him in blue, so apparently he may have the color change. I would imagine that he will have the color change. They recently did it with Lion-O, so I'm sure they could probably do it with Zartan as well. But Zartan looks really cool. All the bells and whistles, we get the ultimates, all the extra weapons, hands, some Easter egg accessories, extra heads, all that kind of good stuff. But Super 7 being extremely smart on this one is if you do pre-order this from Super 7, you do get a bonus weapons pack. So is it worth to have Super 7 have your money for a year plus to get that weapons pack? Or is it better to go to the Entertainment Earths of the world, wait for it to go hot off the truck, use discount code Kyle for free shipping and 10% off your order? I don't know. I got to think about that. I mean, the accessory pack looks cool. I don't know if there's anything I really have to have there. My gut right now tells me I'm probably going to order off Entertainment Earth, save 10%, and then maybe track that down later. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen there, but very, very interesting strategy by Super 7. I think they would rather have people order direct from them because they get more of the money. That makes a lot of sense. You're cutting out the middleman that way. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where that one shakes out. But I'm very excited about this G.I. Joe line. I know some people don't like it. Some people love it. Some are in the middle like everything else. But man, I'm in the love it category because this is what I've been wanting since I was a little kid. So very excited for the future of this line. Just get me Flint. Where is Flint? Should be here in the next couple of weeks. I don't even know if I can do that review. I might be too excited. Might be too excited to see Flint, but we'll see what happens with that one there. So there it is. That is the toy news of the week. We're going to finish it up with album of the week. This week, I finally got around to listening in the airport. I listened to Clutch live in Copenhagen 2022, a streaming exclusive. I think they're going to release it on LP. I don't think CD. But Clutch, of course, one of my all-time. Clutch, Night Demon are my two favorite bands going that are touring right now. Absolutely love both of those guys. Very gutted. I had to miss Night Demon. They were actually in my hometown, but I was over in Mania for that, so I couldn't miss that opportunity. But man, I got to see some Night Demon shows. When they announced their fall tour, I'm going to like 3 or 4 shows. I'll follow them around. I got to do whatever I got to do to go to those Night Demon shows. But Clutch, I'm going to see in May. I'm going to see in August. I'm going to see Clutch a lot this year. But they did release this one to tide us over in between albums, things like that. Live in Copenhagen 2022. Clutch, Quite the band, quite the catalog. Love to hear them live. One of the best live shows you'll ever see is Clutch, and one of my favorite bands of all time as well. So Clutch, live in Copenhagen 2022, is the album of the week. And special shout out to my daughter Emma. She is 8 years old today. She's living the dream. Living the dream. I said, Emma, you get to go wherever you want to go for dinner tonight. We'll take you wherever you want to go. And she said, bring me to McDonald's. I want to go to McDonald's. I said, are you sure McDonald's? And she said, yes, I love those golden arches. Well, she didn't say that, but she said she needs a cheeseburger in her. And I said, okay, if you want to go to McDonald's, Dad gets off cheap. That means another figure in my pocket. There you go. Thanks, Emma. You're the gift that keeps on giving. But special happy birthday to my daughter, Emma. Happy Easter to everybody that celebrates Easter as well this weekend. A lot going on with Mania, holidays, birthdays, travel, you name it. A busy, busy week. Hopefully next week's a little bit smoother. Get back in the grind, the normal grind, I guess we'll call it. And we'll be back next week with the toy news of the week. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what you liked the most. What is got you most excited on the toy news of the week this week. And don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell as we got videos every single day and even more over there on Patreon. Be a part of that Royal Rumble giveaway. Support the channel, all that kind of fun stuff, and a lot of good stuff on the Patreon for you guys. Pro Wrestling Tees, don't forget about it. Big sale going on, 20% off. Got to get a deal. This is the time to buy. If you're not going to buy my shirt, that's fine. Buy a Terry Funk shirt. We need more people giving the old fist bump to Terry Funk shirt wearers out there. We need more of that. So check out the Pro Wrestling Tees store this weekend as well. Got to get a deal. Don't forget to hit up social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So you know what I'm doing? I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way to a birthday party at McDonald's. And I'll see you guys all real soon.